Hey guys, welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Let's carry on where we left off. I feel like we're in the calm before the storm right now. I know something's coming, okay? I know. I don't know what it is or when it's going to happen, but I just know something's going to happen, especially because Monika has given us her tip of the day, of course, to make sure we save at appropriate times. So obviously I went ahead and did just that. I guess we just proceed and see where this takes us, shall we? Thanks for listening. No problem. Who should I show my poem to next? We're going backwards. We started with Monika. We're going back up to Yuri here. Let's see what she has to say. She's not going to be too impressed. We did dedicate our poetry to Sayori after all. Let's see what you've written for today. I knew it. There would be a little of disapproval. Well done, Sawaku. Oh, okay. Color me surprised. Your skills are already improving. Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot. It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry so much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings, and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. I might accidentally fall asleep while I meditate, contemplating what I'm going to write for my next poem. Thanks for sharing. I have, well, an example of that, if you'd like to read it. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night, while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Ooh, okay. Well, I'm surprised this could be considered a poem. It looks like a bunch of prose to me. So, am I the raccoon in this metaphor? Someone that you're feeding me your tips and advice, and I'm always going to come back for more to get closer to you? Is that it? I like the feeding yourself part here, where you're satisfying basically your curiosity rather than feeding the raccoon. What else can we discern from this? I don't know, but her writing is wonderful. Both the handwriting and the contents of this page. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. It's one big metaphor. I don't know what it's for, though, but I can see that, there's a comparison here somewhere. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So, I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Sawaku?
Maybe one or two. Well, yeah, I guess I do.
I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now.
Well, good news, I've fully embraced my own weirdness, so there's that.
But I'm glad that you're a good listener.
And a good reader. I'm just not very good at analyzing and interpreting. That's my problem. Who should I show my poem to next? Natsuki, coming up.
Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's any better either.
Phew. I'll take that. I'll take not devolving any further than I already have.
Huh? Phew, what?
Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. That's probably true, too. Everyone else I feel like is blowing smoke up my ass, but Natsuki tells it how it is.
Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment? Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday.
That's not gonna happen. Something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point.
Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type.
Sayori has a type all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know. But honestly, how can someone so... fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight.
Well, okay. Jesus, that was a little unnecessary. God! I mean, I get you're short, that's probably why you're so good at these low blows. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way.
Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here.
Amy likes spiders.
You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers, and I'm gonna tell everyone.
Oh, okay. These guys are writing pretty long, lengthy poems now, considering it's only been one day. How are you guys doing this, every night? Goodness, I feel like I'm struggling. Okay, what do we get out of this? That even though Amy has a lot of good qualities about her, one flaw has caused Natsuki, or the narrator, to not want to associate with good old Amy. It doesn't matter how popular she is, doesn't matter how kind she is, this one fatal flaw is what ruins it. Okay. I guess it's about being so close-minded that you're missing the forest for the trees or something of the sort.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, sure. It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do.
No, of course not. You're constantly improving. I'm the only one who just stays stagnant.
Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk.
Do you know people like that?
Of course. It's about how everyone thinks that doesn't matter. It can be about anything.
Okay. Good on you, Natsuki.
I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out they'd make fun of you or think less of you.
Whoa, getting a bit of deja vu here.
But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things.
Huh, that's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Okay, so I guess the order of which we're presenting our poem and reading theirs is coming into play here.
Huh? Did you say Yuri?
Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things.
Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything.
Natsuki has trouble finding words.
I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff. I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she's learned her lesson.
Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem.
It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow, too, so look forward to it.
We have to write another one for tomorrow? Oh, yeah. My hand's cramping up. My creative juices, they've all leaked out. You know, my one brain cell is... It's struggling. It's crippled. Who should I show my poem to next? Well, Sayori, you're lucky last. Saving the best for last, some might say, given my, obvious pattern so far in the game.
Sawaku, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me.
I'm not hiding anything.
But your poems are so good. Yesterday's and this one too. You can't tell me you haven't done this before.
I have not. You can tell because the skip button is grayed out. This is an authentic playthrough, Sayori. I mean, you're really the only one who feels that way, so...
Huh? No way! Not even Natsuki?
I was about to say, well, I guess Natsuki's the least likely to admit how much she likes something, so, you know, she's as blunt as it gets. But I don't think it's that.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. You're fucking biased. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Oh, sorry. That.
Huh?
Stop thinking weird things, idiot. I just mean that you're a really expressive person, I guess. How am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things.
Like cooking.
Okay, let's not talk about that. A noodle incident that we're never going to learn about. So, yeah. I guess what I'm saying is that I can feel more feelings through you than I can through myself. We have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting in my business all the time.
Huh? I don't know if I understand.
Sigh. I'll say it out loud. You never understand when I try to explain things to you, do you, Sayori? I mean, I say sigh in real life, so I don't just huff and puff. I say the actual word. I pat Sayori's head.
Hey, I'm not a kid, you know.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe.
Sayori stands fiddling with her pencil between her hands.
Hey, Sawaku, will you give me your poem? I kind of want to keep it.
Huh? Why?
Because, well, it's the first time you've written something for me.
Huh? Sayori, you completely misunderstood. I think about you when I write. This is not for you. It's not dedicated to you. You were just in my mind. I promise. I mean, the other chibi stickers were bouncing up and down too, you know, when I was choosing different words. I didn't write this for you. Sigh. Are you even listening anymore? Well, whatever. I'll give it to you when we go home.
Really?
Snap.
I broke my pencil.
Sayori hastily bends down to pick up the piece she dropped, but being inattentive of her surroundings, she bumps right into me.
Sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. I'll get it for you. I bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Sayori clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking.
I'm a little clumsy today.
You're a little clumsy every day. Let's sit down, Sayori.
Yeah.
I grab Sayori's arm and help her sit at the desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not as good as yours.
Jeez, don't worry. I'm sure I'll like it. Everyone's writing a long poem today. Bottles.
I puff off my scalp.
Okay, whoa, shit. What a hard first line.
I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine, all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts. Happy thoughts and bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go. Like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come, in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend. Each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards, all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head.
Woo, alright. Oh man, I wanted to scroll back up. That was whew, that was something. So, I guess she's obviously bearing lots of happy thoughts in her mind. She wants to share them, right? I guess the metaphor of putting the bottles on display is her displaying her positive emotions constantly as part of her personality, right? She's always vibing. And then she obviously wants to share this with her friends, but maybe some friends are turned off by this, and it backfires. And getting rejected by her friends crushes each and every one of her joyous memories, right? And makes her a bit more sad because she's got no one to really share it with. Perhaps, maybe, I don't know. I mean, it was pretty metal how it started, just ripping my scalp off, put my fingers in. Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever?
And yet you say mine's better, so... Yeah, but, I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monika taught me a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently, so much so that I jammed my finger in my scalp.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like a negative thing. Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing's like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up.
Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die.
You don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I can relate. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic.
Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori's been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monika? Yeah? We're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it all on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see.
Are you kidding me, Monika? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think that it's that bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that.
Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys. No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I thought we could choose which poems we wanted to recite. Like, we didn't have to recite our own. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best.
Come on. What kind of president doesn't act democratically? We should all be voting on this.
We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it.
Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. I mean, technically I do too. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. Yeah, I put my hand up. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. If I can do it, and I'm a literal nobody who can't write for shit, you guys can too. Maybe that's because there's no pressure on me because I can't write for shit. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna embarrass myself anyway. Whereas these two, you know, they really dedicate themselves to the craft and sharing poetry and stuff. It's personal to them, you know. They're opening themselves up to criticism because this is their feelings and this is one of the hobbies that they perceive themselves as good at, and that's always scary. I think that Sayori and Monika have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, but
it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Oh. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri?
Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces.
Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me.
Why is everyone talking about that?
Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monika, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no.
I mean, I feel like it's easier for me to, you know, perform in front of strangers than friends, right? Because strangers, I can justify it. I'd be like, I'm never going to see them again. I mean, obviously it's different in a school environment. You will see them again because they're your peers. But whereas with your friends, you know, I feel like you're opening yourself up a little bit more. Whereas with strangers, you're not really interacting with them on a daily basis.
Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see.
Monika flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium.
The title of this poem is The Way They Fly.
Monika begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monika finishes the recitation. Nothing on Natsuki. I guess she was just so enthralled. The four of us applaud. Monika takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, Monika. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. What? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden.
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium.
This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Sayori. It's called... After Image of a Crimson Eye.
Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Well, Monika clearly had an effect on her, right? She saw Monika do it, and she was like, okay, I guess It's not so bad when you're sitting in the audience. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head that she probably will scoop out with her fingers. Suddenly she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her, as if she bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat.
Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing.
Looks like Yuri is down for the count. She collapsed.
Okay, I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium.
This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled.
Who apologizes for freaking laughing? We're not at a funeral, okay?
Sayori, it's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow, it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through their scalp. I need to let that go. Sayori finishes and we applaud.
I did it!
Good job, Sayori.
Even Sawaku liked it. I guess that's a good sign.
You mean, I'm not the standard here. Natsuki should be the bar. What does that even mean?
It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. Huh? I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours with that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well.
So it's not just about what's written, it's about how you deliver it, or recite it, sorry.
They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. The next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more.
I thought we could pick any poem we liked, Monika. Gosh, she's being harsh to my friend. Sorry. She didn't criticize Yuri. She hasn't criticized herself as well.
We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Sawaku. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Sawaku lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it.
Oh, shit. So I'm like the reverse of a warm-up act. I'm the warm down. I'm like, okay, guys, you heard the good shit? Here's the intermission. I'm the bathroom break. And then you guys come back, and then Natsuki will finish us off.
Natsuki?
It's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive pity applause anyway.
Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
The poem's called... It's called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem's called Jump.
Natsuki takes a breath. When she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat.
That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do that again. Well, bad news. This was just the practice. Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people, but when it's just my friends...
She called us friends.
It's just embarrassing.
But yeah, that's exactly what I've been summarizing, Natsuki.
That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Toodaloo. Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club.
Okay, there we go. See, I knew it didn't have to be our own.
It makes me really happy.
Okay, alright. Someone turn off that electric fan or close the window. Her skirt's blowing up again. Yeah, no problem. Eyes up, Sowaku, eyes up.
Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this.
Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monika. But I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club, and impressing Monika, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it.
It must be a little nice, though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, Sowaku, you don't have to say it.
Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori's being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori?
Sorry, I was spacing out.
Ugh, no wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to...
Sayori fumbles with her words.
So, let's just say that one day, Yuri asked to walk home with you?
Huh?
What would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here.
Well,
ooh, what do I say?
Choice.
Depends, right? Like, why would you want to walk home with me? And is Sayori available? Why couldn't we walk as a trio? Maybe they live in different directions. Whew. Why am I analyzing this so much? Well, I'll say I would walk home with Yuri. Because she's asked me to, right? I'm not going to say, I'm sorry, Yuri. No, I'm not going to walk home with you. I'm going with Sayori. That just feels kind of mean. I'll say I'd walk home with Yuri. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so...
Isn't she so beautiful and smart?
That has nothing to do with what I just said.
You admitted it.
Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen.
Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know.
What does that even mean? Need you? Sayori, I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now.
Sorry.
Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you.
If you say so.
The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. I can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? I kind of just want to rip the band-aid off. Just tell me what's going to happen. Alright. Well, I guess we just stick with the theme. And, go for, cheering up, or dedicating our poems towards Sayori, right? What do we do here? Defeat? Hope? Sadness. What are we doing? What are we doing? Sweet? We'll go for cry, calm, grief, kawaii, shame, joy, fear. We're going for vibrant here? Nope, that's, I mean, I shouldn't say no. It's not like I don't want to impress Yuri. Smile. Anger. No, that's Natsuki, okay. I'm just focusing too much on emotions. What are we doing here? Pout? No, that's Natsuki as well. Doki Doki. Frightening. We're losing it. We're losing control of the situation. Misery. Dazzle. I know some of these words are repeating, and I could just memorize which ones. But I keep forgetting. And got 2 more to go. Let's go for kiss. That's Natsuki. And entropy. Done.
Aw, man. I'm the last one here again.
Don't worry, I just walked in too.
Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano? Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great.
Whoa, Natsuki's suddenly very excited about the festival despite the fact we need to recite.
Huh?
Were you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki?
Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival, but it's a whole day of school we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food.
That makes sense. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden.
Monika, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You of all people? I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monika. Huh? That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Huh? What do you mean? Where's this fourth wall you're talking to? Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine, fine.
Where's Sayori at?
Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me.
Where is Sayori anyway? I thought we established that Monika was the last to walk in, but I guess not. Oh, there you are. Sayori's sitting at the desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face.
Huh?
You're spacing out again.
Uh-huh. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else.
Huh? Is everything alright?
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things.
Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see?
Sayori shows me a big smile.
Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone.
Well, alright. If you say so. Oh, God. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back toward everyone else. It's always nerve-wracking when someone who's typically a bundle of joy and happiness suddenly is down, you know? It could be that the whole bundle of joy and happiness is a front all along, and they're finally, like, taking the mask off a little bit. Or maybe something's just really penetrated their shield of happiness. But the conversation is already dispersed, with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monika if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monika, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk.
Sawaku, what's up?
Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently?
Anything up with her? In what way do you mean?
Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast today.
Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her.
Monika peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk.
Maybe there is something on her mind, but I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you. You, Sawaku. You certainly know her a lot better than I do.
Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her, but this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything. So I'll drop it now.
No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know. Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest.
What? Person of interest? What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Sawaku.
Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion?
Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know.
Huh?
She's been so much happier ever since you've joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her.
What?
No way.
Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it always has been.
You're so funny, Sawaku. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you? I said too much. I'm sorry, what do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
Alright, sure. Monika smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monika stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her, but she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I probably verbalized it too. Sigh. Sit. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her, that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary, but there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monika.
Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monika calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now?
Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monika, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, this time I'm going to speak with Sayori first. I'm concerned.
This is your best one so far. It's really, really nice, Sawaku.
Thanks.
Sayori, you've been a little quiet today. Is everything alright? Huh? Of course. Everything's fine. Maybe I'm just a little tired today.
Do you want a nap or something?
No, that's silly. Don't worry about me, okay? I only want to see smiles on your face.
Well, alright.
Hey, Sawaku, I'm still a little surprised. I really thought that you would try writing your poems like the way Yuri does.
Why, because I said I'd walk home with her?
Or even Natsuki. But in the end...
Yeah. I guess you're the one who likes this one the most.
Why? You don't want to get closer with everyone else?
Wait. Of course I do! But that doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them. I still understand you the most, Sayori. I stick to what I know, alright? And yeah, I feel like it's better to dedicate myself to one path rather than try to be the jack of all trades, you know? I need a... even in a literary sense, it's better, right? To dedicate yourself to one avenue, whether it's poetry or short story or novella, novel, and from there stick to one genre, right, that you know. And then, once you're comfortable with this one lane that you've stuck to, then you can start branching out, you know? In this case, all the girls have different styles that they appreciate and like, and I feel like if I start crisscrossing my genres and my feelings and whatnot, I'm going to start, you know, I'm not going to really develop my skills properly, if that makes sense. I mean, it's debatable, I know. I'm sure some of you would disagree, but that's how I see things. You know, I'd rather just get good at one thing and then branch out from there rather than, you know, dip my toes into all sorts of different pools. Back to the novel. I know you have to sometimes put up with me, and I have to sometimes put up with you, but we have a wavelength or something, and this is how the poem came out. Sometimes it feels like you're the only thing exciting in my life. You're the only exciting thing in my life. So sometimes it's just easier to write when I'm thinking about you. Sayori?
No. Sawaku.
She's got tears in her eyes.
I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me.
Sayori, what do you mean? Stop saying things like that.
Why are you doing this?
Sayori has trouble keeping her voice steady all of a sudden. What's wrong? Huh? I mean, it's concerning, you know, she's obviously talking about how, you know, one day I won't need her anymore. She's saying she doesn't deserve all this kindness. She's wondering, she's pushing me away. She's like, you know, go socialize with everyone else because, boom, I might not be around anymore. And that's troubling, you know, that's really, really troubling.
If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier.
What would be so much easier? You're moving away, is that it? That's it, right? You're moving away. Sayori! I glance around the room to make sure nobody's noticed this. Sayori. I've probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what will cheer you up. Sayori shakes her head. She sniffles and keeps shaking her head. Finally, she gathers herself and puts on a smile.
It's nothing, Sawaku. It's just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone, okay? That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today.
Sayori, tell Monika I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. Oh god. Okay. Oh god. Okay. Oh god. Can I leave too? Is there an exit button? How do I get out of here? No, I'm not trying to save a screenshot, damn it!